Hello Electroheads. As you can see, I have travelled to warmer climates to test drive the all-new Renault Megane E-Tech Electric. What a beauty it is. Now, if you are a subscriber to the channel, you may have seen me posting on the community tab, asking you guys for your questions about the car. And you guys delivered so many questions, and I am gonna try and get through as many as I can today. We haven't got this car for long, so I think we should get started, right? All right, question number one is from A. Florian. Hello, he is asking, what is the range and price? The Megane E-Tech comes with two battery options. You have the 40 kilowatt hour, which delivers about 185 miles of range, WLTP, and you also have a 60 kilowatt hour battery, which delivers about 292 miles of range, WLTP. Now, a quick one on the battery. You guys may not know that Renault have designed an insanely thin battery in this car. It is only 110 millimeters. That's right, 11 centimeters. I could go on about the battery, but I will spare you the time. Let's quickly talk about price. Renault haven't confirmed a price just yet, but Renault have been comparing this to the ID.3 quite a lot as the competitor. So you can probably guess that the price is going to be starting around the same price band as the ID.3, which is about 30k upwards. Loads of you have asked me questions about the interior. There's some high interest on that, but I think whilst we are outside, let's just take a quick look at the exterior, right? I think it's gorgeous. And have you noticed new Renault badge here? Oh yes, I am loving the design. Love the gold, like chrome panels here. I think it's beautiful. The lovely running daylights here. I think it's just really, really striking. And as we kind of come around the side here, you can see these beautiful 20-inch wheels. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And also flush handles as well for some extra aerodynamics with it. It's also got a starburst roof. Yeah, I think it looks great. Next question, Norbert Limestar. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. You want to know a little bit more about the app that comes with the car. Yes, the My Renault app. Unfortunately, I couldn't set the app up today. Renault didn't want me to because when I go back home, I could be a bit of a prankster and basically switch on the heating and control the car, which they didn't want me to do, understandably. But I can tell you, specifically with the Megane E-Tech, this car is basically wired up with the app so that you have a couple of great features, like you can program the horn to beep if you ever lose the car, which is great because I know a lot of people who end up in the parking lots and they don't know where the hell their car's gone. There are other little features that you can have with the My Renault app as well, which include preconditioning of the car, so you can get the heating on before you get in, or the air conditioning. And you can also find out how much charge is left when you have left your charge and you've gone off shopping. So it's a really handy app. Next question from Daniel Shanmugam. Hello, you want to know what is the boot capacity? Well, let me show you. It's clearly not an electric release. Okay, there we go. We get 420 litres in the boot, so that is a decent amount of space. But one thing you might have noticed when I was opening up the boot, this little button right here. Okay, not too sure on it, to be honest. Well, firstly, it's very small, and if you're in, say, like a Nordic country who are very keen on their EVs, this could potentially freeze over, right? It's absolutely tinsy, and also it's gonna get very dirty and mucky. Not too keen on that myself, but I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Just quickly, whilst we are on the topic of the rear of the car, I just wanted to point out the camera and its location. Pretty low down, right? So this is obviously the rear view camera. This car has 360-degree view for parking, which is great. It's gonna get mucky really easily, right? There should be some kind of hideaway device to keep it clean. They had to cut costs somewhere, so it's understandable. Right, let's cut to the interior. So we're in the interior. Let's talk a little bit more about it. So first question, Darce's Tech. Hello, you want to know what does the screen look like, both the standard and the smaller? So I am in the top of the line, the most powerful E-Tech right now. It's called the Iconic. We have 12-inch screens, 2 of them to be precise, and this is what it looks like. In other ranges, you can also get a 9-inch screen size. So the instrument panel and the multimedia screens together is known as the Open R screen, and Renault are very proud of this because they have developed this with Google, and it has Android OS. So if you have an Android smartphone, you can link it straight up to the car, which is great. But also for people like me with an iPhone, you can pop it right here into the inductive charger and you can link up your Apple CarPlay as well. So it caters for both. Next question from John McNulty. You want to know the quality, type and feel of the in-car controls, responsiveness? Yes, I will do that. Tish does these reviews really well. Watch some of her videos for hints. Tish does do these videos really well. She is amazing, and you've got me, I'm afraid. So let's talk about buttons. Can we just see how many actual buttons that you can press? Look at that, it's lovely, and it's got that lovely click when you push as well, which just kind of, when you're sort of mid-drive, it just lets you know that you've selected what you need, and it's just very lovely. I'm not about the haptic. It's all about the real life, right? Oh, let's do backseat headroom from Oscar Henriksen. So bearing in mind, I'm 5'10". Decent headroom, right? I'll go in the middle as well. It feels super roomy. What's also great about being in the back is this new CMF EV platform, which has allowed for a lovely flat floor, means that you've got lots of space for your legs in the back. You haven't got them all tucked up like you would in an ICE. Next question from Tangerine Storm. Does the middle seat in the rear fold flat? So the middle seat does not fold on its own, but as you'll see, the two in the back fold together and it's not quite flat. Next question from My Comment. Can it tow? Yes, it can. Renault claims that this has one of the best towing capacities in its category. This car can tow up to 900 kilograms. You've also got the options of adding bike racks on. You can get a roof box on there, so you can chuck in some extra bits for your family holiday. You can chuck some skis on there with some roof racks. What's your roaster with this car, it seems? I think we've done enough standing around. It's time to go for a drive. Next question, Bacon Butties wanted to know about the road wind noise in the car. Well, can you hear that? Yeah, nothing. It's really cool. So Renault have actually patented a cocoon effect technology, which basically means that they've got a load of foam and chucked it all across the floor and across the battery. They've also put a load of sealant around the door as well. So the sound quality in here is brilliant, which actually I think leads me on quite nicely to testing out the sound system. Flow flagged this one, and for good reason. Yeah, this does get overlooked a lot in car reviews. So in the entry and mid-level range for this car, you get a Alchemy sound system, but in the iconic, the premium line, you get Harman Kardon. This is an insane build of speaker. Are you ready for this? I come to school with a Taylor on my earlobe, waiting on the click teasers. Oh yes, sick. Just like real life first impressions there, you feel that bass, it just goes through the seat, and that is because you have a beautiful subwoofer in the back. Also 9 speakers are positioned all around this car. It's so crisp and clear, it is absolutely wonderful. You're going to be listening to so much music if you have this car. A lot of you were asking, including Vendel, whether or not this car has a heat pump. Well, you'll be pleased to know it certainly does. It's a new generation of heat pump, which improves the battery's performance by 30% compared to the Zoe, which is fantastic. Another big one in the comments section was whether or not this has a cooling system. Yes, it does, and it is liquid, you'll be pleased to hear, which improves the powertrain and battery performance. It's all great stuff. Another really interesting fact about the liquid cooling system itself is it's built with aluminium pipes. I definitely said that weirdly. Aluminium pipes, which actually means that the structure of the battery is a lot stronger and therefore safer too. Random Bloke 10 wants to know about the weight of the car. Well, I can tell you, depending on the powertrain or the battery size, it's gonna range in weight from about 1.5 tons to 1.63 tons, which is pretty damn light. And why does weight matter? Well, it matters for agility of the car. And then there's the low ratio steering, which is perfect for city driving. Basically, what that means is that I'm going to stop when I do this. When I turn like this, that's the equivalent of another car turning like this. It's incredibly responsive, and like I said, it's just fantastic for getting around the city. Speaking of which, with the steering wheel, square. Definitely down to personal taste, I think. I much prefer a round wheel. I'm not against it, but yeah, down to taste. Andy Farrell asks a great question. Why the heck is it only front wheel drive? And let me tell you, Andy, I was in a presentation with the Renault technicians yesterday, and they were telling us that basically, yes, this platform is actually built for four-wheel drive. It's just they haven't released any models with that just yet. That could be coming in the future. The reason for this being only front wheel drive is because it makes it lighter, but also it makes it much cheaper, which makes the car a much more affordable option. Vendel asks, is there one pedal driving and is there also regenerative braking? Yes to both of those, and you can change the regen by these two pedals on the back here. You've got 4 levels, 0 being absolutely no regen, level 3 being the max. Wojciech asks a very good question. How does the horn sound? Are you ready? It's really cute. Isn't that the cutest little horn? All right, so we have parked up in a new location and a lot of you have been asking questions about charging. So I'm gonna run through some of those now. Now, firstly, let's just take a quick look at the charging port. Here we go. It's on the front here, just pop it open. And so this takes AC and DC depending on the version. So you get some versions where you've got 7.2 kilowatt charging and 22 kilowatt charging as well. You also get options for DC up to 130 kilowatts too. Speaking of charging, another cool little addition that you can get with Renault is you can get an Ionity Pass, which means that you have access to 2,000 EV chargers across Europe. So that Europe trip, that's absolutely no problem. Right, let's move on to the next question. Ioniq 5, interesting name, asking about the Megane. Does the Megane E-Tech allow you to preheat the battery in cold weather? Yes, it does. You can preheat the battery. There's a really cool feature actually in the maps themselves. If you pick a charging station, it will actually then start preheating the battery for you. So that's some awesome little bit of kit that you've got there. We've got another question from Vendel asking about the charging times. Well, from 0 to 100% with the top model with a 22 kilowatt charger, it takes 3 hours and 10 minutes. And if you change that up to 130 kilowatts, that's about 1 hour and 15 minutes. So pretty fast from 0 to 100. Daniel Shammagan wants me to test out the auto parking in this car, which I will very gladly do. I'm going to find a parking spot and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to assist. I'm going to drive forward and you're going to see, accelerate and hold your foot down. So all I'm doing is touching the accelerator. Okay, so it's putting me forward. It's indicating for me. It's doing this on its own. Yeah. Here we go. Maneuver finished. Did it. So there we have it. What a day. Thank you for joining me. Now, I know that this is a bit of a new format that we're trying here on Electroheads. If you liked it, me answering your questions, let us know down in the comments. Should we do some more? I'm keen to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to give us a big fat thumbs up and do hit subscribe because we've got way more videos on electric cars coming your way very soon. Thanks so much.